keeping you informed, prepared, and connected. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay.
Welcome to everyone at noon on this beautiful Saturday. We wanted to come in and kind of give you a travel report because we know so many people are going to be traveling starting this weekend for their Thanksgiving holiday. And of course, weather is going to be a big deal, not really for us, but
most of the
around.
country, really.
And, you know, we've done some reports. Tampa International Airport actually released some numbers earlier this week. They think 80,000 people will be flying out tomorrow in and out of Tampa International Airport.
And we're not even, several days ahead of the big holiday. So
exactly.
Travel season has started already today and early.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the people coming here are going to be much happier than if you're heading up to like the Northeast. I know that. So, so you're going to go over all of that for us. You're going to walk us through what we can expect here for our Thanksgiving Day and for, there's a lot of runs on Thanksgiving Day. And then you're going to walk us through people that are going to be traveling, trying to get home, trying to get to the destinations.
Let's do it.
You're going to give it all to us.
Yep, we've got all the new information in. So in case you missed it on 10 Tampa Bay this morning, we woke up with you at 7 a.m. bright and early. Dean and I showing you temperatures we haven't seen since February 22nd. Officially, we had a freeze in Brooksville, a little frost in Hernando and Citrus County, and in Tampa, 50 degrees, which we have not seen since February 22nd. So what we have outside right now is great travel weather. If you're packing up, getting ready to go, there is nothing to slow you down. We've got what we call polar blue skies out there, 64 degrees and a north wind at 12 miles per hour. And I know, Jenny, you felt that little wind chill as you walked out this morning as a result. Now, we'd like live look around the area. So we got Port Richey. There's that little bit of a chilly wind there with the beautiful American flag there. We look at Tampa. Of course, we've got the award-winning airports here in Tampa Bay, Pye, TPA, and everything's looking good. There's St. Pete, Clearwater Beach, some great beach weather. And why are so many people traveling? And
I want to put you on the spot for a
second
here.
Go ahead.
Because you talked about wind chill, and because we're going to this is going to be a conversational show as we talk about your travel, but you mentioned that wind chill, we do get wind chill here in Florida.
We do.
Okay, so people that have moved here and heard him say wind chill, they're like, what are you talking about? But it just makes it feel colder than it is outside, right?
Right, so that wind and that breeze carrying that heat away from our bodies. So this morning, a lot of folks said, boy, I felt a little chilly. So even though we showed you a low temperature of 32 in Brooksville to 50 in Tampa, when you added that wind in there, we had some wind chills in the 20s, and it felt like the 40s in Pinellas County and Hillsborough County. So pretty amazing there. And as we look outside now, we're talking about some chilly breezes still, but the temperatures are at least warming up. So what we have this time of year is this very dry air. This is like what we call polar air, and the dew points are as low as they've been all year long. We're talking about the dry air heating up efficiently. So even though we did start in the 30s and 40s, look at this. We've got 68 as that forecast high. So it's what I call the desert effect. Drier the air, the bigger the temperature difference is usually, okay? And then you look at tonight, we've got a big hockey game. The Bolts are back in town and they host the Dallas Stars. So you're gonna have to dress warmly. We're gonna fall quickly. Once that sun sets, we lose that heating and that higher sun angle, we're down in the 50s as early as 7 o'clock. Let's look at the travel weather now. This has been the big thing everybody's concerned about. Now, we're good in Tampa to JAX, and Jacksonville to Tallahassee, Orlando, MCO looking good, but notice Miami, we've got delays. Even though it's sunny and beautiful, we've got a delay of close to an hour now on some of those flights. So again, as Jenny was talking about, travel season has started way early this year and the volume of travelers is very high. So even though you're thinking it's beautiful here, if you have flights to Miami, there could be some issues. Flight farther to the north, issues just to the big travel volume across the country. So right now, though, at least it's looking pretty good and decent in Raleigh, Durham, to Nashville right now, Little Rock, with no big delays at this point. And we go to the west, and if we do see delays today and the bigger delays, I still think if you're traveling toward Cali, okay, towards San Francisco, notice we've got delays up to 50 minutes. We've got what we call an atmospheric river of rain and snow and wind. So it's just a volume of water. It's like a river in the sky, so to speak, and a jet stream, very active, up near 200 miles per hour, is pointing all this moisture toward the west coast of California.
Is that the bomb cyclone that people were talking about coming off the west coast there?
It's related in this very active pattern. It's related, but in this case, what we're showing here is more of the atmospheric river. You can track this river of moisture back about 1,000 miles into the Pacific Ocean. And if you get a strong jet stream, it's like a fire hose, all that moisture pointing to the coastline. But this is a sign that our Thanksgiving week travel is going to be very busy, and we need to check those travel plans, okay? Because we're tracking not one but two big storm systems across the country. So just keep that in mind. Even though most of the country is fine now, the West Coast is saying, yes, hold on to your seats. We've got some change. All right, let's take a look closer here meteorologically. Air travel forecast looking good, at least from TPA. All right, today for our Sunday, notice another cold morning tomorrow, 49 degrees, a high of just 74. Monday, Tuesday, we're going to stay in the green. You know, we've got warmer weather on the way here, so that's a good thing, right? If you like the warmer weather, a lot of folks come to Tampa for the beach weather. We'll be back up near 80 by Tuesday as that high pressure ridge moves off to the east. But again, the problem is this, traveling elsewhere. You see some of that heavier rain and that atmospheric hose we were talking about of moisture and some rain. San Francisco, Bay Area up to Santa Rosa, yes, Ukiah, and all the way up to Oregon, Washington. So we're watching Olympia, the Cascades, Seattle. Seeing some shower activity, and this will only increase as we go through the day. And we'll have to watch out for things like flooding and some several inches of rain and high mountain snows measured in feet. Okay, so as we look farther to the east, here's our big high pressure ridge and the polar blue skies being provided by our polar ridge here. And what this means is we've got a classic holiday pattern here in Florida. So what happens? We get these polar highs that move in, and then as they move east, we get what we call a return flow. What's that? Well, notice the winds today are north-northwest like I showed you. They turn to the southwest. So that brings up some warmer weather. So there's always usually two sides of those high pressures. We're going to get on the warmer side by Turkey Day. So we're going to heat up, hopefully get some hot turkey on the plate, right? Thankful for the sunshine, but just be ready. Keep those shorts handy because we've got shorts weather back in the forecast after getting those winter jackets out. Hour by hour, okay, friends, family coming over. I mean, we can eat outside here in Tampa. Isn't that great? We got 60s to start. Jenny's going to give the turkey trot a try, okay, one of the big 5Ks that go on here on Thanksgiving in Tampa. So it looks wonderful, warmer than the Moffett runs we saw this morning, and then 76 by 11 o'clock on our way to a high in those low 80s, looking good for the evening. But here's the problem. All right, European model. This is the new information in. You see these storms just lining up, 1, 2, 3. So let's break it down. So for Wednesday, travel before Thanksgiving across the country. Again, there could be a few travel delays to the north, but let's keep watching to the west. Watch what happens. We get toward Thanksgiving Day. Look how things change in a hurry. The low pressure that we've been tracking out west pulls up a lot of Gulf moisture, and we're going to see some heavy rains break out, and that includes Atlanta, one of our big hubs for travel, up into Tennessee and Nashville, okay, D.C., all right, National Airport, and then we got up toward New York City, LaGuardia, up to Boston, Logan Airport. So all of these areas will have to be watched. So if you have any Thanksgiving flights or plans or travel plans and traveling on the roads or the highways up I-95, you're going to run into some rain in the Carolinas for sure, and we'll check ahead. And then as we go into Friday, okay, big shopping day. And as I told Jenny, we could have a few showers here in Tampa as that front moves through the area, and we're going to start to turn chilly. And speaking of chilly, we've got snow breaking out across much of the country, especially the northern tier, and some of this could be on the heavy side. So for folks traveling back Sunday after Thanksgiving, I think it'll be a bigger deal. This is the storm system to watch. It would be storm system number 2. This will have everything: snow, wind, rain, sleet, even some ice across Tennessee, and there could be much bigger travel delays from Sunday right into Monday. All right, and I've already made sure I touch base with some relatives that are traveling through some of that snow and saying maybe you want to think about leaving on Saturday instead. So as we look at the snow forecast, all the new data in from the European model now is showing accumulating snow across much of the interior northeast, across Ohio, including areas of Columbus, eventually Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Lafayette, up to Chicago, all the way back into St. Louis, Missouri, Columbia. Look at Des Moines, Minneapolis getting all the snow. So it's been such a warm pattern. But look how things change now as we head in toward areas by December 1st and 2nd, or the Sunday after Thanksgiving. What it means for us here in Tampa is hold on to your seats. We're used to huge ups and downs in the holiday pattern. So Florida cold, we call it, and then it warms up, and 2 days later, and then it gets cold again. So we know how that goes. And notice we'll go from the 70s back to the 80s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And because it's so active with those storm systems around the country, even though our weather's decent here at home, it's going to affect the temperatures in a big way as we start to chill down as we head into next weekend with temperatures well below average. And in fact, this looks a little bit warm. I think we can maybe lower that with highs only in the mid to upper 60s, even for areas of Hillsborough County. 7-day forecast. Let's give it a look. All right, so we got the beautiful weekend this weekend, and for the most part, travel looking good. But again, we've got 2 storm systems crossing the country, especially as we get toward Thanksgiving on Thursday, and another bigger storm system by Sunday into Monday. So again, with those storms to the north, we're going to see these fronts come through Tampa, and even though we're going to warm up in time for Thanksgiving. Jenny, I know you've got shopping plans with friends,
Yes,
but you want to make sure you have the warmer clothes and the umbrellas, because we're going to see those 70s fall into the 60s, it looks like.
I bought matching t-shirts with my girlfriends.
I heard about that.
I'll have to just bring I'll have to wear a shirt under it or bring a jacket, so we might get some rain the day after Black Friday.
We likely will, especially as we get toward Black Friday and even maybe in the first part of next weekend. So we'll keep an eye on that.
But good to know, anybody that's going out and doing a turkey trot, a lot of people like to get out and do a 5K or a family fun run on Thursday morning, Thanksgiving.
I run so I can eat, as my saying.
Exactly.
So I get out there, get the exercise in, and the rest of the day we can just relax.
Sit back, eat
and
a lot, have an extra helping of dessert. Why not?
Two.
You know, it's Thanksgiving and we're thankful for it. So Thanksgiving, everything looking pretty good here.
Right.
So kind of the overall message is you should be able to get out of here. If you're traveling somewhere between now and Thursday or Wednesday.
Absolutely.
By the way, pro tip, if you really want to fly somewhere, Thanksgiving Day is actually really slow at the airport and really quiet.
Usually
like if you can get out like a little early afternoon, Thanksgiving Day, if you're trying to get somewhere Thanksgiving night, I don't know. I've done that before. I've actually traveled that and Christmas Eve night, and there's nobody
Fewer
at the
people
airport.
is usually better news.
Yes.
Although traveling again on Thanksgiving, there could be some snow and rain up to the north.
There could be some snow and rain. Okay, and then that's really what I think a lot of people who might be leaving town from here or trying to get home somewhere or trying to get back to Tampa, if they're in the Northeast,
we have a lot of folks
Midwest,
heading back to the Midwest, Northeast, and just say you're going to need your coats and your umbrellas, and it's going to be, you're going to go right into winter. I know it's been warm here, but much different up north.
The Southeast, though, you were looking at like Thanksgiving Day, like where you were showing Atlanta.
Got some heavy rain maybe at times.
And that can cause some delays as well. And when you get delays at major hubs like Atlanta or New York City or Miami is when it starts to have a domino effect.
It does, yeah.
So.
And that's why my big rule of thumb is always book the earlier flights. And it always works out for me. So the later you go in the day, the more chance of delays, especially when we're talking about lots of rain up into Atlanta and the Northeast.
Jenny and Mike's pro travel tips here for you.
That's right.
But no, it's good to know as we watch that. But for everyone that's staying here at home, to have a wonderful holiday. We've got so much great weather in store for Thanksgiving Day. 81 degrees is great. We'll be watching football and watching people play where it's colder most of the time. Don't they usually play in Dallas? Does it? Dallas usually, or who are the two teams that always play?
Usually Detroit Lions play. I know that. I think we have a Detroit game. But for us, we watch the football, we eat a lot, then we get out and throw the football around. And, and then sometimes we take a little nap, and then we wake up and eat more food. That's what it's going to be this weekend.
And then we go shopping on Friday.
So
I love getting out in it, for sure.
Yes, well, we're thankful for you streaming us.
Yes,
and
thank you so
I'm thankful for you, Jenny, all your expertise.
I'm thankful for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
And listen, if you are traveling, if you're heading out tomorrow, we're going to be keeping an eye on the airport for you tomorrow morning. So make sure you tune in to Brightside tomorrow morning, starting at 7 o'clock.
Right, it's a 2-hour show, so we go from 7 to 9, and I'll have all the latest data. I'll have more snow amounts and more specifics as we get closer.
And we should have some live reports from the airport. We're definitely keeping an eye on the big board. We'll be keeping an eye on what kinds of delays. TPA expecting 80,000 people to be coming into and out of the airport. They're calling it the busiest travel day of the holiday week of Thanksgiving week is Sunday. People are starting early this year. I think people from here that are trying to get away are just like, we've had the hurricanes. We've had just get out of here for a week.
I understand.
So yeah, we totally understand. If you are leaving us for the week, we hope you travel so safe and get back to us safely as well.
Okay.
And
all the best to everybody out there, and we will see you soon, bright and early tomorrow morning.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.